I'm Jay Feely, hosting for Rich. I got my good buddy Brian Baumgartner here. You know him as Kevin from The Office. Is it weird still to get people referring to you as Kevin? They come up to you on the street. I've seen it firsthand. They come up and they call you Kevin.
Well, yeah, what's awkward is...
Kevin!
Yeah, if I'm standing with Kevin Nealon and people are like, Kevin! And I turn around and he's like, no, they're talking to me, you idiot. No, look, I was such a fan of the show myself.
Right.
So I get it. In fact, I don't know if I told you, I'm just now, about 3-4 weeks ago, I went back to the beginning and started watching The Office for the first time.
Are you critical of yourself watching it?
I don't care. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not.
I watch myself when I'm doing shows and I'm like, oh, you're awful.
That's what I think when I watch you too. But about myself, why would I be self-critical? No, we used to actually get together in each other's houses to watch the show when it was starting out, and we were actually struggling at the very beginning, and so we watched them, and then we started watching them individually. But I had not gone back and watched any of the shows really,
right?
And certainly not all of them in order, which is what I've started to do. But that was 13 years ago.
Crazy.
We filmed the first episodes, and that's the other thing is when I get like young high school kids. Now, I walked out of the store the other day, and they're like, Kevin. And I'm like, you weren't born.
Listen, my son, who's 14,
right,
their favorite show now is The Office. He's watching it on Netflix, and he loves pulling it up. He starts talking to me about it. They were so fired up when they found out that we were friends. And, that's cool for you.
It's great. I know. And I think it's, it's a subversive show, right? So, I think it appeals especially to a younger demographic and people trying to figure out.
But everything's
lives.
So politically correct now, and that show was not.
Right.
And your character was not.
Yes, certainly not. Yeah. But it's been really fun to go back, and storylines that I kind of forgot about, and just seeing people and
so
old
when
friends.
your agent comes to you and he says, okay, I got this great part, and you're like, all right, tell me about it. And they said they want somebody it's remarkable how unremarkable he is. Right. And I think you're perfect for it.
Exactly. My agent is like, no, unremarkable. I've got the guy for you.
So do you take that like that you're happy that you have the job, or you're kind of like, well,
no.
I'm such a good actor, I can pull that off?
Yes, that for sure. Again, I was a fan of the British show, so I knew sort of. I was a huge fan of it and knew that it could be something really special. That's the thing that people also now don't realize when you've got, you had, 30 Rock and, the Curb Your Enthusiasm and other shows. There weren't network television shows that didn't have a laugh track, back then when we started, and the way that the show was shot with the moving camera, for a comedy, all of those things were rare. And so, I think it took people time to kind of get used to it, get accustomed to it, but ultimately it worked out. Little
did you know, like when you started, you said you didn't know how long you would last.
Sure.
That you were going to have to keep doing that voice and wear that haircut for like 9 years.
Yeah, the hair has not changed too much, but no, it was really long. It was long. My hair can get a little curly, so it was
like
long.
Like a Dutch boy haircut.
They used to. I know what a straight iron is as a straight man, because every morning they would straight iron my hair to give that little poof on the side.
That's awesome.
Do people expect you to talk like Kevin though when they see you in person for the real? Like, are they surprised that you're so how good of a performance you were really doing that whole time?
A, thank you. B, yeah. Sometimes. I now sometimes when I go in to have a meeting or something, I'll start and we'll have a 30-second conversation, and then I'll say okay, I'm going to start over at the beginning because I know you weren't listening to what I was saying. You were just thinking, oh my God, he doesn't sound like that. But yeah, no, it's look, it's all great. I was a huge fan of the show. The annoying thing for anyone watching is when someone will come up and be like, hey, will you leave my son, daughter a voicemail message?
So when I did that, you were mad at me when I did that?
So aggravated. God. Yeah.
Now, that was a pretty tight cast, though, right? You guys were pretty close, and you said you watched the show together, and there was a lot of writers that were on the show as well.
All of us are friends. We still talk about different, Rainn Wilson is a huge Seahawks fan. So during football season, we'll go back and forth. Oh, we do fantasy football. We've had a fantasy football office league. I think this is like maybe was
Brockman
year, like,
doesn't want to
13.
talk about any bets or anything like that. He lost the March Madness pool again for the third year in a row.
Really?
And he's got to wear clown
dress
makeup
up like a clown.
You have to wear a clown makeup?
and go out here
And I have March sadness.
Right.
And so I have to walk around.
But I hear you've got mid-range, so...
I have serious game, but
Yeah, all right, bring it on anytime
it's
you
not
want.
in terms of
Now,
picking
how'd you do in
teams.
the Office Fantasy League? Have you won it?
You know what? I don't think I ever have. I'm sort of like always like in the second, third range. I don't think I've actually ever won it. Yeah. But I'm real good.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're really good,
Yeah,
but you're like mid-range.
Yeah, I'm mid-range.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.